right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Drive down St. Charles Street in the heart of downtown St. Louis and you'll see it's a short stretch of road, but it's a busy one.
You have all kind of people walking their dogs down here.
Alice Lewis has lived in the neighborhood for 3 years.
We need more stop signs. We need more places to walk without worrying about getting hit.
Lewis also thinks the yield sign on St. Charles Street needs to be replaced with a stop sign. It's here police say last Saturday night, Daniel Riley sped down St. Charles, failed to yield, collided with a Malibu and several parked cars, flipped over and pinned Janae Edmondson. All that before his car flipped over on its roof and slid down the street.
It's not a surprise to me people get hit or people get, almost run over.
In a statement, Evita Caldwell, a spokesperson for the St. Louis Police Department, says additional officers as well as assistants from the Sheriff's Department will be patrolling downtown. Caldwell says, however, I can't say this is solely in light of the recent tragedy involving Edmondson. She says officers and sheriff's deputies are generally always staffed downtown during weekends and for scheduled events.
I don't think it's enough police presence. I just don't.
This woman works downtown.
People always running lights. It's like they don't stop at stop signs. And that's a concern of mine.
I'm building off what we already do here.
Thursday, Police Chief Robert Tracy told 5 on Your Side the department is tackling traffic reform, including tracking hotspots and getting tougher on offenders.
So we got to measure it, make sure we're in the right places, and try to prevent the next thing from happening.
I would like to see more if it's going to affect something.
Now, we also wanted to know how many St. Louis police officers are currently patrolling downtown. The department spokesperson told me she could not disclose that number because she says it's a safety issue. Live downtown, Robert Townsend. 5 on Your Side.
All right, Robert, thanks for that update. Today, the Missouri Supreme Court appointed a judge to oversee the Attorney General's efforts to remove the St. Louis Circuit Attorney from office. John Turbitsky from the Eastern District of Missouri's Court of Appeals will now preside over that process. The I-Team's Christine Byers explains what's next.
A special judge had to be appointed to oversee this case because all of the judges in St. Louis asked to be recused. That's because all 31 of them agreed that they could be called as witnesses to some of the allegations against Gardner. So here's what we know about the man who just got the job. Turbitsky graduated from St. Louis University Law School 10 years ago. He clerked for a Missouri Supreme Court judge before going into private practice, and Governor Mike Parson appointed him to the Missouri Court of Appeals in 2021. He's also a St. Louis native. In 2018, Missouri Lawyers Weekly named him an up-and-coming honoree. He told the publication he would likely have become a teacher or a journalist had he not become a lawyer. In his order, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey asked that Gardner be immediately suspended from office until the case can be decided. Turbitsky did not enter any decision on that as of close of business today, and no hearings have yet been scheduled. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on Your Side.
And today, Congresswoman Cori Bush addressed the crash. While sharing her condolences to the Edmondson family, Bush appears to show her continued support to Kim Gardner. Part of her statement reads, quote, "We cannot allow this tragedy to be weaponized by reactionary forces whose sole mission is to expand brutal and arbitrary carceral strategies that make us less safe. And we must reject disingenuous, misogynistic, and racist calls by state officials to circumvent the will of St. Louisans who have entrusted democratically elected officials to oversee and implement public safety." End quote. Earlier today, Janae's hometown came together to honor her by wearing her favorite color, purple. Officials at her high school, Smyrna High in Tennessee, tell 5 on Your Side Janae is a multi-sport athlete, an orchestra musician, and even has a 3.7 GPA. Town manager where she lives saying this whole community is actually helping their community as she recovers.
This is going to be a long healing process, not only from the physical side, but from the emotional side. And, everything we can do to help this family, we're doing all we can. We're lifting that family up in our prayers.
Here at home, the St. Louis Wheel is turning purple this weekend in honor of Janae. Her GoFundMe recently crossed $500,000. If you'd like to help Janae Edmondson and her family, just text the word support to 314-425-5355. Noon tonight, a 13-year-old boy is charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of a St. Louis woman. Police say he shot and killed 38-year-old Kay Johnson 1 month ago today. Her teenage daughter was a passenger and witnessed the shooting. Police believe Johnson's death was part of a string of carjackings in South City. Tonight, 5 on Your Side caught up with the victim's father.
I just think it's really unfortunate that surely, someone older than him has coerced him or induced him to commit these crimes and caused a young man to throw away his life.
In addition to first-degree murder, the 13-year-old also faces robbery charges. Tonight, 5 on Your Side has learned the woman accused of harassing a Latino family in South City is now arrested. Court records show Judy Klein was taken into custody yesterday, and this is related to those charges filed earlier this month. Her initial court appearance is next Friday. Tonight, we are in weather alert as some parts of our area are under a winter weather advisory. Meteorologist Jim Castillo now to break it all down with the Weather First forecast. Jim.
Yeah, hi, Brent. So there's a little bit of freezing rain already in Quincy and also some sleet mixing in and reports of things getting a little bit slick up there. So it's our northern counties like Pike County, Missouri, and into Illinois, Greene County, Macoupin County, and Montgomery counties with that winter weather advisory for the potential of seeing some of that freezing rain and sleet and maybe a glazing of ice. So elevated surfaces, especially watching for the bridges and overpasses in this area. And right now, those temperatures around the metro with some light rain falling around Maryland Heights and Weldon Spring were well above freezing. But it's those northern counties that are already below that freezing mark. So really watching that area as we go through the next couple of hours here. So this little system gets through here. Then we have a bigger one for Sunday. It's milder and a chance of some really strong winds Sunday night and a Monday. More on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jim, thank you. Well, when you're watching TV and it goes to commercial, are you ever blasted with volume? Blaring commercials have 5 on Your Side viewer Cindy McReynolds pressing mute and contacting the Verify team. Here's Ann Allred.
I remember hearing about a law banning loud commercials, but I still hear them blaring. Did that ever go into effect?
Let's verify. Did a law banning loud commercials ever go into effect? Our sources, the Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation Act, or COMM Act, the Federal Communications Commission, and spokespersons for Senators Tammy Duckworth and Sheldon Whitehouse. In 2010, Congress passed the COMM Act, which bans the audio of commercials from being broadcast at louder volumes than the program material. But the law only applies to broadcast cable and satellite television. It does not apply to streaming services. However, there are efforts to change the law. Last year, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth was a co-sponsor of the COMM Modernization Act, along with Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. The proposed law would update the current COMM Act and prohibit streaming services from airing those loud commercials. The bill died in the last Congress, but Senator Whitehouse's spokesperson told the Verify team he plans to reintroduce the COMM Modernization Act during this Congress. In the meantime, try adjusting the audio settings on your TV. Some models have an option to keep the volume consistent across programs and commercials. And we can verify, yes, there is a law banning loud commercials, but it does not include streaming services.
All right, if there's something you'd like us to verify for you, you can always send us an email at verify@ksdk.com.